The man who laughed at funerals. Long ago, in a village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a man named Kofi. He was an unusual man, not because of his strength or wisdom, but because of a strange habit. He laughed at funerals. Whenever someone died, the village gathered to mourn, wailing and beating their chests in sorrow. But Kofi? He would stand among them and burst into laughter, his voice echoing through the village like a madman's call. At first, the villagers thought it was a mistake. Maybe grief had made him lose his senses. But funeral after funeral, Kofi continued, his strange behavior. One day, an old woman named Mama Bako, the eldest in the village, passed away. She was beloved, and the entire village came together to honor her. As her body was lowered into the ground, the villagers sobbed. But there, at the edge of the crowd, stood Kofi, chuckling softly at first, then erupting into full laughter. Enough was enough. The village chief, a stern man with eyes like burning coals, stepped forward. "Kofi," he thundered, "why do you mock the dead? Do you not respect the spirits? Do you not fear the ancestors?" Kofi wiped tears of laughter from his eyes. "Chief," he said, "why should I cry? Death is not an end, but a beginning. Those we bury today are free from suffering. They are dancing in the land beyond, while we remain trapped in this world of hunger, pain, and struggle. We should be laughing for them, not weeping." The villagers gasped. Some murmured in agreement, but most shook their heads in anger. "You are cursed," an old man spat. "One day you too will face death, and when you do, let us see who laughs then." But Kofi only smiled. Then one night, under a sky heavy with stars, Kofi fell ill. He lay in his hut, shivering and weak. The village healer tried everything, but his time had come. And so, Kofi, the man who laughed at funerals, took his last breath. The villagers prepared his burial. Some were relieved, others were curious. Would anyone dare laugh at his funeral? As they lowered him into the earth, silence filled the air. But then, as the first handful of dirt was thrown onto his grave, an eerie sound rose from the wind. Laughter. It was soft at first, then louder, until it filled the entire village. The people froze in terror. The laughter was Kofi's. His unmistakable, booming laughter echoed through the trees, sending shivers down their spines. Women screamed, men grabbed their children, and the chief himself stumbled back in fear. No one dared to bury him further. That night, Kofi's body disappeared. Some say the spirits took him. Others believe he walked away, laughing into the darkness. And from that day on, no one laughed at funerals again.